Hey Riders, it's Casey and I'm back with an all-new video about facing your fears. Now, fear is something that most of us have to overcome at one time or another. For some of us, it's snakes. For others, it's public speaking. And for some, it's just the fear of fear itself. Fear can be defined as an acronym, which is false evidence appearing real. What does that mean exactly? Well, your imminent threat or danger is not really present. It's actually all inside of your head. We have this fear of physical danger. However, it's just an illusion. Now, our minds are powerful things. They can play tricks on us, make us feel inadequate, and also give us fears or even project some type of scenario before we even experience the actual thing. Now, what do we do to prevent that? There's certain steps that you can take to overcome your fear and become stronger. Now, before we come up with the solutions of how to face your fear, we need to examine fear a little closer. Now, fear can be almost paralyzing, crippling in its wake. And basically, it causes you to not want to react. And sometimes it breaks down to your primitive brain where you either use fight or flight. This means you either stay and conquer the problem or you run away from it. When you have that type of paralytic fear where you're crippled and you can't move or react, it's your brain's way of shutting down to protect you. When your brain shuts down, you stare on like you're a deer caught in headlights, not responsive and not quite sure knowing exactly what to do or how to handle or approach the situation. The most common physical manifestations are churning of the stomach, dry mouth and throat, difficulty swallowing, and sometimes breathing. So since we now have gone over fear a little bit closer, let's take a look at some solutions that can help you overcome your fear. In an article by BrianTracy.com, a personal blog, it states here that you should visualize yourself as if you're unafraid. Now, I'm not one for the fake it till you make it. However, this may be a good exercise to practice in order to overcome that specific type of fear. Visualizing yourself performing with confidence and competence in any area where you're fearful, your visual image will eventually be accepted by your subconscious mind as it instructs your performance. You have to remember that your self-image, which is the way you see yourself and think about yourself, is eventually altered by feeding your mind these positive mental pictures of yourself performing at your best. So it's best for you not to think about the actual fear, but visualize yourself as unafraid and picture yourself performing at your best level. Another is to practice acting as if. This method, acting as if, is you walk, talk, and carry yourself exactly as you would if you were completely unafraid of a particular situation. This is a perfect example of fake it till you make it. You stand up straight, you smile, move quickly and confidently, and in every respect of the act, as if you already had the courage that you desire. Another is use the law of reversibility. What is this? Well, the law of reversibility says, if you feel a certain way, you will act in a manner consistent with that feeling. But if you act in a manner consistent with that feeling, even if you don't feel it, the law of reversibility will create the feeling that is consistent with your actions. This is one of the greatest breakthroughs in success in psychology. You develop the courage you desire by disciplining yourself repeatedly to do things you fear until fear eventually disappears. And it will, but you have to practice this. Another is to confront your fears immediately. Your ability to confront, deal with, and act in spite of your fears is the key to happiness and success. One of the best exercises you can practice is to identify a person or situation in your life of which you're afraid and resolve to deal with the fear situation immediately. Do not allow it to make you unhappy for another minute. Resolve to confront the situation or person and put the fear behind you. The next step is to move toward the fear. When you identify a fear and discipline yourself to move forward to it, it grows smaller and more manageable. You ever heard of facing your demons or the story of David and Goliath? You're facing something bigger than yourself. What's more, as your fear grows smaller, your confidence grows. Soon your fears lose their control over you. In contrast, when you back away from your fear-inducing situation or person, your fear grows larger and larger. So this is telling you to face your fear head on. Soon it dominates your thinking and feeling, preoccupies you during the day, and often keeps you awake at night. The last step is to deal with the fear directly. The only way to deal with fear is to address it head on. Remind yourself, denial is not the river in Egypt. The natural tendency of many people is to deny that they have a problem caused by fear of some kind. They're afraid of confronting it. In turn, it becomes a major source of stress, unhappiness, and psychosomatic illness. Be willing to deal with the situation or person directly. When you force yourself to face any fear-inducing situation in your life, your self-esteem goes up, and your self-respect increases, and your sense of personal pride grows. So today we learned the anatomy of fears. We also learned the physicalities, which are the physical manifestations of fear. We also learned the solutions about how to face your own fears. I hope you enjoyed this short video on facing fears. And if you have any questions, don't forget to comment below or DM me. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Casey Losner.